Charmaine here with another Journal with Me video. Welcome to me sharing with you another page on my journal. This week I'm doing another DIY tutorial on pressing flowers, and I'm using a different method. This time we will be trying the microwave. Before we jump into the tutorial, I'd like to invite you to click like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. If you want to skip to the journal with me part, I'll put the timestamp down below. But for now, let's begin with the tutorial. Hey guys, Charmaine here, and this is Jaeger. Well, let me just show you the stuff that I prepared for the flower press. Show yourself. Hi guys, it's me, Jaeger. Anyway, good morning. So I just picked out a bunch of fresh flowers from the garden. As you can see, I picked out a bunch from similar to the last one that I pressed last week, and just a couple of new ones that I wanted to try. So I'll just show you the stuff that I will need. So you will need a plate or any microwavable item with a flat base. So it has to have a flat face so that it can press down on your flowers. I have a scissor because I'm going to cut this wax paper. This wax paper is, I don't know if you can see it, it says it's microwave safe. So with the whole stash that I have here, I bet you can now see more or less where we are going. But anyway, I'll just show you how I'm going to prep it. So I cut out the wax paper and I have to fold it in half so I can sandwich the flowers in between. I cut it into small rectangles and folded it into squares big enough to fit under the plate that I chose. And done. So I'm just gonna try to see if I can lay these out on here, and then basically what I learned from last week is that different flowers press at a different rate for different temperatures. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to press the thin ones together and the thick ones together as well. So at least hopefully this time I don't burn any flowers. So I just laid down the flowers and the leaves in between the wax paper. I tried to make sure that all the kind of flowers or leaves are together in one paper, and the more delicate ones are also together in one paper, so with that the drying time will more or less be the same. When done, the next step is the microwave. So just put the parchment and flowers on there and then just top it off with your heavy plate. And then I set mine on medium high, and I just run the microwave every 30 seconds or 60-second bursts. It made a sizzling sound, and my first try, the moisture was very apparent. So I just ran it again, gave it another 30-second burst until it became dry. I observed it took a while for the leaves or the plants to actually dry up, so I thought that maybe there's a better way to do this. I googled, and some people suggested to put absorbent sheets in between, so I decided to try that as well. I just cut paper towels to the size of my folds, and I laid down the flowers in the same manner, but this time I just added a layer of paper towels in between. After arranging the flowers, I just covered it up with another sheet and pressed it flat down, and this one's ready to go in the microwave. I did the exact same thing as I did a while ago. I just laid it down in the microwave, propped the heavy flat ceramic on top, and just turned on the microwave and let it run in 30 seconds or 60-second bursts until I felt that they were dry enough as to what I think they should be. I just repeated the whole process for all the batches of plants that I prepared for microwave drying. As I've read a ton of flower press vlogs and blogs online, it is very much different every single time. We all have different microwaves with different power ratings and plants of different moisture levels. And here's the result. Overall, the process is very reliable. It does actually dry and press the flowers very well. So this is how the ones pressed into the tissue look like. The thing about it is the petals with the delicate thinness, some of them broke apart, but I think that was because they were still a bit moist. The tissue paper in this sense didn't make much of a difference. When the ones without the tissue paper dried off, they were easier to peel. At the end of the day, what really mattered was the amount of moisture that you get to remove off of the plant or the flower. I noticed the ones that I ran in the microwave for longer were more dry and were easier to peel off. In conclusion, I would recommend the microwave over the iron flower press method any day. With that said, let's begin with our journal with me session for this video. As you can see, my flower pressed ones from last week held up very well, but it just stained my sheet, so I have a bit of bleeding from the pigments of the flowers. Not an issue though, easily cover-upable, if that's even a word. I really don't mind the imperfections that these fun experiments bring, because it's like a good memorabilia or things to carry from that experience. I'm extra excited with this journal with me session is because I have a fresh and newly curated desk. I actually spent a good deal of Monday just sitting on my desk sorting through the stuff, and let me show you a picture of my newly organized desk. Ta-da! And I actually have a full desk tour on IGTV, so you can check it out there in one of my posts. I'll show you my entire setup, and in that video I also share with you where I got a couple of the things that I have in my whole setup, like the wooden boxes, all of my stamp collections, and washi tapes. I don't know, I've seen a lot of people organizing and reorganizing their desks and craft rooms all over Facebook groups and on Instagram as well. But I usually do this at least twice a year. I do it on January before the start of the year and mid-year. Can you imagine that it's already halfway through 2020? I don't quite understand it because it feels that the days are super slow because we're in lockdown. There are so many restrictions with the things we can and can't do, so it feels very slow on a regular basis or on the daily pace. And at the blink of an eye, it's already halfway through the year, and it's like things are actually moving pretty fast. I don't know, I hope that makes sense. Just mid-year, I try to stop and reassess what the year has been, and this year has been different from all the other years ever. Going back to the page, while I was actually doing this journal with me session, I was playing My Neighbor Totoro in the background. I was watching it, and I got inspired by the moon, and I wanted to do a little silhouette dance with the dried flowers that I've prepared. And to me, it really emulated that scene from Totoro where he was sitting on top of a tree looking out into the sky. I hope you see that in this little memo pad thing that I'm working on as well. To stick the dried flowers, these are not super dry yet, but they're really flat compared to the ones that I did with the ironing board that were still bulky. The ones that I ran through the microwave are actually really flat, so they are way easier to handle, and I'm not afraid that they'll add bulk onto my journal. So I just arranged them in a little bouquet-like manner like that, and then I added my little Totoro scene right on there. What I really wanted to do for this week is to make a more delicate page than usual, something a bit light to the eye. So if you notice, I just picked a couple of colors and I picked a natural color scheme and a bit of the purple from the dried flowers. And that's pretty much it. I have light greens on. But in all honesty, I still think this one isn't light or delicate or anything like that. But then again, I'm still happy with how this page turned out. Oh, and I got a new pen. It's an erasable pen, or an erasable gel pen from Avanti. It's really nice and it writes really well. So yes, I would recommend it. It was only 44 Philippine pesos, so that's less than 50 pesos. And it's erasable. That's the fun thing about it. So of course, as I usually end my journal with me videos, I try to fill in the gaps with annotations for what happened on this day or things that I'd like to remember, snippets or little stories or fun facts or nuggets of wisdom that I learned while doing a certain craft or just in baking or anything else. I just really think that putting these little details onto my journal is a fun way to really capture the moments that pass. As this journal with me videos comes to a close, I'd like to thank you for being here with me and taking time to watch the video from start to finish. I really appreciate your presence and I'm hoping that I'll see you in the next videos to come. For this Saturday, I still don't know what paper craft tutorial that I'm going to do, but I'll let you know on Instagram, so you can follow me there if you want updates on that. And then I have my fourth installment of my Letters for No One series coming on Tuesday, so I hope you subscribe and turn on notifications for that as well. And we're done. So thank you so much for watching this video and I'll see you again next time. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Stay safe, keep well. I'll see you again soon. Bye!